Hello and welcome and namaste from New Delhi. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Gautam Roy. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. 3 killed in a car and stabbing attack at Manchester synagogue on the holy day of Yom Kippur. Attacker shot by the police. UK PM Starmer dubs assault horrific, says security will be boosted at all British synagogues. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh issues a stern warning to Pakistan. Says any build-up around Sir Creek will get a history and geography-altering decisive response. And the White House freezes funds for Democratic Alliance states in shutdown slap, hits transit and green projects. Vice President J.D. Vance warns of federal worker layoffs if shutdown continues. British police confirmed that 3 people had died on Thursday following an attack at a synagogue in Manchester, including the suspected perpetrator, who was shot by the police. The man was shot by armed officers outside the place of worship in the northwestern city minutes after the alarm was raised. The police added that there was no ongoing risk to the public following the incident. UK's King Charles III has said he was deeply shocked and saddened to learn of the horrific attack in Manchester, especially on such a significant day for the Jewish community as members celebrated the Yom Kippur holiday. Meanwhile, British Prime Minister Keir Starmer left a European summit early to chair an emergency meeting in London. Before leaving, he said the fact that it had happened on the occasion of the holy day of Yom Kippur makes it all the more horrific, adding that the police are being deployed at all synagogues across the country.
The attack in Manchester this morning is absolutely shocking, and all of our thoughts are with those affected. I'm on my way back to London. When I arrive, I will chair an emergency COBRA meeting. I'm already able to say that additional police assets are being deployed to synagogues across the country, and we will do everything to keep our Jewish community safe. I've spoken to Mark Gardner of the CST and Andy Burnham, Mayor of Manchester, and I want to thank the emergency services for the speed of their response.
Now, across the Atlantic, the US government shutdown entered its second day on Thursday, with the White House warning of potential layoffs and taking steps to withhold federal funding. President Donald Trump has threatened irreversible mass layoffs as Republicans and Democrats have been blaming each other for the shutdown. Take a look at this report.
U.S. President Donald Trump's administration on Wednesday froze $26 billion for Democratic-leaning states, following through on a threat to use the government shutdown to target Democratic priorities. The targeted programs included $18 billion for transit projects in New York, home to Congress's top 2 Democrats, and $8 billion for green energy projects in 16 Democratic-run states, including California and Illinois. Vice President J.D. Vance warned that the administration would be forced to resort to layoffs if the shutdown lasts more than a few days, adding to the 300,000 who will be pushed out by December. Previous shutdowns have not resulted in permanent layoffs.
Well, first of all, we haven't made any final decisions about what we're going to do with certain workers. What we're saying is that we might have to take extraordinary steps, especially the longer this goes on. We're going to have to take extraordinary measures to ensure the people's government operates, again, not perfectly, because it's not going to operate perfectly in the midst of a shutdown, but operate as well as it possibly can.
The government shutdown, the 15th since 1981, suspended scientific research, financial oversight, environmental cleanup efforts, and a wide range of other activities. Some 750,000 federal workers were ordered not to work, while others, such as troops and border patrol agents, began to work without pay. Meanwhile, the Senate again rejected efforts to keep the government functioning as both a Republican proposal that would fund the government through November 21 and a Democratic vote that would pair funding with additional health benefits failed in floor votes. Trump's Republicans hold a 53 to 47 Senate majority, but they need the support of at least 7 of Schumer's Democrats to meet the chamber's 6-step vote threshold for spending bills. Republicans and Democrats spent the first day of the federal government shutdown blaming each other for the dysfunction.
We're ready, we're willing and able to find a bipartisan path forward.
And if the government shuts down, it is on the Senate Democrats.
Chuck wants to shut down. I mean, you know, even Stevie Wonder can see that.
Democrats do not want a shutdown.
Today marks day one of the Schumer shutdown.
Well, today we're in the middle of the Schumer shutdown.
But here we are in a Schumer shutdown.
The American people do not want to be held hostage.
Does this look dirty to you?
It's absolutely sparkling clean.
And all Chuck Schumer needs to do is get over the tantrum that he's having
and send it to the Senate. The ball is literally in Chuck Schumer's court.
The longest U.S. government shutdown, which stretched over 35 days in 2018 and 2019 during Trump's first term, ended in part after flight delays caused by air traffic controllers calling in sick. Bureau Report, DD India.
European leaders have expressed broad support for the idea of using Russian assets frozen in the West to provide 164.5 billion USD loan to Ukraine, but say they still needed to sort out complex legal and financial aspects of the operation. While Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky warned that Russia has the ability to violate airspace anywhere on the continent, as he offered his country's war-honed expertise to help counter the threat.
When we talk about the drone wall, we are talking about all of Europe, not just on one country. If the Russians dare to launch drones against Poland or violate the airspace of northern European countries, it means this can happen anywhere. In Western Europe, in the South, we need fast and effective response and defense forces that know how to deal with drones.
European leaders from just under 50 countries converged at a conference center in Copenhagen under tight security after mystery drone flights rattled Denmark. The drone sightings in Denmark and high-profile aerial incursions by Moscow in Estonia and Poland have heightened fears that Russia's assault on Ukraine could spill over Europe's borders. European leaders are keen to work with Ukraine's war-tested expertise as they seek to bolster their own defenses and are discussing plans for a drone wall to counter the menace from Moscow.
Russia will not stop until they are forced to do so. And they are a threat, not only to Ukraine, but to all of us. Today we have one major task ahead of us. We have to make our common Europe so strong that the war against us becomes unthinkable. And we have to do it now. But peace with Russia can only be achieved through strength. We have to strengthen Ukraine and weaken Russia with more sanctions. We have to be able to finance the armed forces in Ukraine. All of us have to deliver more weapons, more ammunition, and we have to do it faster. Nowhere it will make a greater impact for European security than at the front lines in Ukraine.
In Morocco, protests continue demanding reforms in the public health and education sectors, which initially were carried out for social justice reforms. The protests, which began Saturday, have been organized online by a loosely formed anonymous youth group calling itself Gen Z 212. The group has used platforms such as TikTok, Instagram and the gaming app Discord to mobilize support. Security forces had to use firearms in self-defense after tear gas failed to stop the group from storming into the security forces facility. The Gen Z 212 movement is inspired by similar youth-led protests in Asia and Latin America. The Interior Ministry said 263 members of the security forces and 23 civilians were injured during Tuesday's clashes. Israel has announced that its forces are tightening the siege around Gaza City by extending a military corridor across the territory towards the coast. The move is part of an ongoing effort to restore long-term stability to the area. Meanwhile, Hamas continues to deliberate over a peace proposal presented by US President Donald Trump. The proposal was unveiled earlier this week in coordination with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. The plan has received support from Israel as a constructive step towards possible peace. Now, the Israeli military has also issued new evacuation orders for residents of Gaza City, urging them to move south. Defense Minister Israel Katz said that the move aims to tighten the encirclement around Gaza and isolate Hamas operatives in the north. Also, Israeli forces have intercepted around 40 boats carrying aid and foreign activists originally bound for Gaza. The intercepted vessels and those on board were expected to be taken to the Israeli port of Ashdod. Several other vessels sailing towards the port were accompanied by Israeli Navy boats, which were also seen in the video. According to the Global Samud Flotilla's website, 2 remaining vessels were reported to be still sailing, but one of those appeared to be stationary. One of them also carried activist Greta Thunberg. And still to come in this edition of DD India Live. The nation pays tribute to Mahatma Gandhi on his birth anniversary. And India's top-notch sports medicine expert Dr. Bibhu Kalyan Nayak says extra attention is needed to handle the injuries of para-athletes.
असली नोट ब्रो ये फटा है। सुन, कते फटे पुराने नोट को बैंक ब्रांच में एक्सचेंज कर सकते हैं। वाओ, नया नोट मिलेगा। हाँ, जिससे तू हमें पिज्जा पार्टी देगा। आरबीआई कहता है स्मार्ट बनो, कूल रहो।
Complex issues, hidden agendas, twists and turns, strategic games. We think all dots are linked. We just need to connect them. Join me every week as I connect the dots to unravel hidden designs in statecraft, mysteries, and decode issues that matter to you. Watch Connecting the Dots with me at these times on DD India.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Live. I am Gautam Roy. India and China will resume direct air services by the end of October 2025, aligning with the winter schedule. The civil aviation authorities of the two countries have been engaged in technical level discussions on resuming direct air services between the two nations and on a revised air services agreement. Following these discussions, it has now been agreed that direct air services connecting designated points in India and China can resume by late October 2025. This agreement of the civil aviation authorities will further facilitate people-to-people contact between India and China, contributing towards the gradual normalization of bilateral exchanges. Pakistan-occupied Kashmir is reeling under a series of protests. Workers and supporters from all cities and towns began a long march towards Muzaffarabad that was organized by Jammu and Kashmir Awami Action Committee workers. A complete shutdown was observed in Toli, Dhirkot, Muzaffarabad and Dadial. Police opened fire on protesters when they reached Dhirkot. 4 civilians were killed, according to reports, while 16 individuals and a local police personnel was injured. The protest was later shifted to Muzaffarabad, where again reports of aerial firing and tear gas shelling came in. Chief Secretary of POK issued a notice inviting the JKAAC leaders for negotiations. However, the POK government also warned the JKAAC leadership of strict action if the protests were not called off. President Draupadi Murmu, Vice President C.P. Radhakrishnan and Prime Minister Narendra Modi, along with other dignitaries, paid homage to Mahatma Gandhi at his memorial Rajghat on his birth anniversary today. This year marks the 156th birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi, remembered as the father of the nation for his pivotal role in India's freedom struggle. The 2nd of October is celebrated as Gandhi Jayanti in India, while across the globe it's also observed as the International Day of Non-Violence, following a 2007 United Nations resolution that received support from over 140 countries. The day also saw Prime Minister Modi attending a prayer meeting at Gandhi Smriti in remembrance of Mahatma Gandhi on his 156th birth anniversary. The PM offered floral tributes at Bapu's memorial and paid heartfelt respects. The serene atmosphere was filled with devotion as bhajan maestro Anup Jalota and several school children recited bhajans on the occasion. Vice President C.P. Radhakrishnan also attended the all-faith prayer meeting and paid his tributes along with several union ministers, eminent personalities and foreign guests. The High Commission of India in Dhaka organized a program in the Chancery premises to pay homage to Mahatma Gandhi on the occasion of his 156th birth anniversary. Addressing the gathering at the Chancery, High Commissioner Pranay Verma highlighted Gandhi's universal message of harmony and its enduring relevance in addressing global challenges of conflict, inequality and climate change. The birth anniversary of the father of the nation was also observed as Gandhi Ashram Trust at the Gandhi Ashram Trust in Naukhali and Gandhi Ashram in Jamalpur. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh on Thursday warned that any misadventure by Pakistan in the Sir Creek area would be met with a decisive response that both history and geography will change. Addressing an event in Gujarat, Defence Minister said that during Operation Sindoor, Indian armed forces successfully thwarted Pakistan's attempts to challenge India's sovereignty. Rajnath Singh expressed satisfaction that all military objectives of Operation Sindoor were successfully achieved and reaffirmed that India's fight against terrorism will continue.
ऑपरेशन सिंदूर के दौरान पाकिस्तान ने लेह से लेकर सर क्रीक के इस इलाके तक भारत के डिफेंस सिस्टम को भेजने की नाकाम कोशिश की। जिस तरह से हाल में पाकिस्तान की फौज ने सर क्रीक के सटे इलाकों में अपना मिलिट्री इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर बढ़ाया है, वह उसकी नीयत बताता है। साथियों, भारत की सीमाओं की रक्षा भारतीय सेनाएं और बॉर्डर सिक्योरिटी फोर्स मिलकर मुस्तैदी से कर रही हैं। अगर सर क्रीक इलाके में पाकिस्तान की ओर से कोई भी हिमाकत की गई तो उसे ऐसा करारा जवाब मिलेगा कि इतिहास और भूगोल दोनों बदल जाएंगे मेरे साथियों।
On the occasion, Rajnath Singh also virtually inaugurated the tidal independent birthing facility and joint control center in the strategic Sir Creek sector. These facilities will act as major enablers for integrated coastal operations while significantly enhancing joint operational capability, coastal security coordination and rapid response to any threats. Thursday also saw Electronics and Information Technology Minister Ashwini Vaishnav inaugurating the National Institute of Electronics and Information Technology Digital University platform and virtually launching 5 new NIE-LIT centers at Dr. Ambedkar International Center in New Delhi. At the event, the minister emphasized the need to link the digital university with industries. The event also featured a panel on AI in education, honored top DevSecOps students and included key industry academic agreements.
माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने बहुत ही बड़ा एक लक्ष्य हम सबके सामने रखा था कि एक ऐसी डिजिटल यूनिवर्सिटी हो जो इंडस्ट्री के साथ जुड़ी हुई हो। जैसे ट्रांसपोर्ट की यूनिवर्सिटी बनाई गति शक्ति विश्वविद्यालय, which is totally industry aligned. It has got tie-ups with practically every large transportation sector industry now. So time has come when institutions like NILET should take that lead in teaching what is needed in the industry.
The Shehra, also known as Vijayadashmi, is being celebrated across the country today. The Shehra, one of the most sacred Hindu festivals, celebrates the eternal triumph of good over evil, wisdom over ignorance, and righteousness over immorality. Deeply rooted in mythology and spirituality, the festival honors both Lord Ram's victory over Ravan and Goddess Durga's triumph over Mahishasur. Beyond its ritual and religious relevance, the Shehra also carries profound astrological significance, as it's considered one of the most auspicious times of the year to bring or begin new endeavors, strengthen spiritual practices, and invite divine blessings for prosperity. President Draupadi Murmu, Vice President C.P. Radhakrishnan and Prime Minister Modi have extended greetings to the nation on the occasion of Vijayadashmi today. Some sports update now, and the Sports Authority of India's medical team is working round the clock at the Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium to support para-athletes at the World Para-Athletics Championships. India's sports medicine expert Dr. Bibhu Kalyan Nayak, founding director of the National Centre of Excellence in Sports Sciences and Research, said treating para-athletes needs extra care and has shared his experience with DD India's Narayan Singh. Take a look.
First time is India is hosting the World Para-Athletic Championship at the JLN Stadium in Delhi, and the facilities here are the world class, and the Sports Authority of India and the ministry are leaving no stone unturned to make it a grand success. If we talk about the medical facilities, they are the world class, and right now I am joined by the India's top-notch sports medical professional Dr. Vibhu Kalyan Nayak and the director of the NCSSR. Sir, a very warm welcome. We saw that the athletes who are getting injured in the sports event are continuously coming here and getting treated. What kind of problems you face? What kind of athletes, what kind of injuries are coming to you here?
We had established a very specialized heat treatment room, which you can always come inside and have a look. And very successfully we have managed all kind of cases, be it spinal cord injury, be it the visually challenged, or be it any kind of limb insufficiency, as well as the various kind of medical illness, including the gastrointestinal disorders.
Many athletes came with the severe injury problems. They were looking at point of time, it's not possible to solve them right now, but you people solve. And finally, the athletes won gold medal. Tell something about that.
One of the very glaring example with regard to the police athlete who won the gold medal also created a championship record, Rosa. So we got a call around 4 o'clock in the morning that the athlete has collapsed and not responding in her room. So at that time medical was in a state of panic. So the first thing what we did, without wasting any time, we moved that athlete to the Safdarjung hospital, and with the help of the doctors from the Safdarjung hospital and our own Dr. Irfan, who himself was there before the athlete could reach the hospital, we ensured that the requisite treatment was undertaken, and by 10 o'clock the athlete decided to get discharged against the medical advice. And we are also little skeptical, but still then since their medical teams insisted, so also the para-athlete, so we decided to let them go. And in the evening we were pleasantly surprised to see her there participating, and it was the ultimate sense of accomplishment for us when we learned that she has earned a gold medal and also created a championship record. That also spoke volume about her determination also.
Our athletes are performing well, and we are hoping that their continuous performance will go ahead with the help of our world-class doctor, world-class medical team. They are helping them and working round the clock to take care of them. With camera person Bhim, Narayan Singh, DD India, Delhi.
And all the best to our para-athletes. And that's it then for this edition of DD India Live, but let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on DD India's mobile app. It's available on both Android and iOS. Just scan the QR code on the screen and download the app just right now. And we'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Gautam Roy, and from all of us here in Delhi, thanks for watching DD India Live. Up next is my colleague Mark with the Economic Brief.
Welcome to Mahabalipuram, a coastal town full of delight, where history, art and natural beauty unite. Explore this sacred ground, where spirituality and divinity are closely bound. Stroll along the sandy shore, where sunsets leave you wanting for more. Wander through the Panchrathas, monuments of might, carved in stone, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Let the rock-cut caves transport you in time, where legends and myths intertwine. Immerse yourself in culture art, where music and dance captivate every heart. So visit Mahabalipuram. Let its magic unfold, where the ancient stories never grow old. Take in the richness of its hue. Let the spirit leave a lasting impression on you. Welcome to Mahabalipuram.
Welcome to Lakshadweep, the land of 100,000 islands, the aquatic wonderland of India, an archipelago of spectacular marine gems, colorful coral and crystal clear lagoons, a kaleidoscope of turquoise blue. Each island of Lakshadweep draws in explorers with its unique beauty. Witness idyllic sunsets and pristine beaches of Kavarati, the majestic lighthouse and colorful boat races at Minikoi. Experience water sports in the shallow lagoons of Kadmat. Unwind in the serene setting of Bangaram. Lakshadweep offers a precious heritage of ecology and culture, with rhythmic beats of folk dances echoing through these islands, delighting visitors in traditional folk dances and local artworks. With abundant marine life and mineral resources, the islands are advancing towards a greener, brighter future. Lakshadweep is set to amaze visitors with its breathtaking wonders and picturesque seascapes, in the enduring spirit of incredible India.